I spent 7 days eating nothing but fruit, and what happened was surprising. Yes, I lost weight, but I also stumbled upon some serious risks that no one really brings up. This whole thing looks like a sweet tropical dream on paper. I mean, vitamins, natural energy, what's not to love? But the reality? It's a lot stickier than you'd think. So, is a fruit-only diet a genius shortcut to a body reset, or is it a massive, sugary mistake? Let's get into it. This is what happened when I only ate fruit for a week. Alright, before we kick off this week-long Fruitapalooza, let's get a baseline. This is me. My energy is fine. I need my morning coffee to function, and that afternoon slump is a daily visitor. My digestion is pretty regular, but I almost always feel bloated after a meal. And finally, the number that's going to haunt us all week, the scale. As of this morning, my starting weight is 54 kilos. The rules for this challenge are almost insultingly simple. For the next 7 days, I can eat any raw fruit I want, in any quantity I want. No veggies, no grains, no proteins, no dairy, just fruit and water. That's it. To get ready, I did a massive grocery haul. My cart honestly looked like a unicorn had exploded. Mangoes, berries, bananas, pineapples, watermelons, grapes. The checkout lady gave me a look. The goal here is to see what this actually does to my weight, my energy, and just my general vibe. I'm skeptical, but hey, I'm also a little excited. Day 1. Woke up, stepped on the scale, and saw a tiny drop already. Motivating. I started the day with a giant bowl of berries, melon, and kiwi, and honestly, it was delicious. I felt light, incredibly hydrated, and had this clean, steady energy all day. For lunch, I blended a huge smoothie with pineapple, mango, and banana. Dinner was a big plate of watermelon and grapes. I never felt hungry, and my digestion already felt smoother. The high fiber content was clearly getting to work. Day 2. The scale is down again, and this time it's noticeable. I'm feeling pretty smug. I had another fruit smoothie for breakfast and felt genuinely energetic, even skipping my usual coffee. I was focused, productive, and didn't have that foggy feeling I usually fight off in the mornings. Those natural sugars were hitting just right. But I'm starting to notice something. You have to eat a massive volume of fruit to feel full. Then, by the evening of day 2, a little thought crept into my mind. A craving. Not for chips or cake, but for something savory. A piece of toast, a few salted nuts, anything. I drowned the thought in a handful of grapes, but it was the first crack in the colorful, fruity facade. Day 3. This is when the party stopped. I woke up with a dull, throbbing headache. The scale was down again, but I couldn't even enjoy it. My energy, which had been so great, was now a total roller coaster. I'd feel a rush right after eating, followed by a hard crash about an hour later. These were the sugar highs and lows everyone warns you about. Without any protein or fat to balance the sugar, my body was just along for the ride. And the cravings for savory, fatty foods were now screaming at me. It wasn't just a whisper, it was a constant, nagging demand. If you're finding this questionable journey interesting, or if you've ever put yourself through a crazy diet challenge, hit that subscribe button and tell me all about it in the comments. It really helps the channel, and I'd love to hear your war stories. Day 4. This was, without question, the worst day. I woke up feeling weak and so irritable. My head was pounding and a thick brain fog had settled in. This is where the risks started to feel real. My body was crying out for nutrients it wasn't getting. Fruits have practically zero protein and healthy fats, which are critical for everything from muscle function to hormones. I felt physically weaker, and my focus was completely gone. This lack of essential nutrients is known to cause fatigue and lethargy. The social side of things also hit me like a ton of bricks. My friends wanted to grab dinner, and I just sat there with my bottle of water while they ate, food. It was incredibly isolating. A diet like this doesn't just restrict your plate, it restricts your life. It's a huge reminder that food isn't just fuel, it's connection, culture, and comfort. And right then, I was missing all of it. Day 5. I woke up this morning and something was different. The intense, screaming cravings had quieted down to a dull, manageable roar. It felt like my body had just given up. The scale continued its downward trend, and I could physically see the changes. The bloating I used to have was completely gone, and I was visibly leaner, especially around my waist. But it came at a price. My energy had flatlined. I wasn't getting the intense crashes anymore, but I also didn't have that vibrant buzz from the first couple of days. I was just running on low power mode. Now, the biggest enemy was monotony. Look, I love fruit, but when it's the only thing you eat, even the juiciest mango starts to taste like disappointment. Every single meal was sweet. I missed texture. I missed complexity. I missed the crunch of a vegetable, the richness of avocado, the simple satisfaction of a piece of chicken. I was functioning, but I felt totally depleted. It was becoming obvious that any weight I was losing was mostly water, and more concerningly, I was at risk of losing muscle mass, not just fat. Day 6. The finish line is so close I can taste it, and it tastes like a burger. The fact that this is almost over has given me a weird second wind. I spent most of today just thinking about this whole experiment. It's wild how much you learn about your own habits and your relationship with food when you're this restricted. I never realized how much I lean on food for comfort and social connection, not just for survival. I'm also hyper-aware now that while this diet gives a dramatic number on the scale, it's not a picture of sustainable health. A diet this deficient in essential nutrients like B vitamins, calcium, iron, and omega-3s is genuinely dangerous long-term. And by depriving your body of protein and fat, you can trigger your metabolism to slow down to conserve energy. So while the scale was showing one thing, my body was telling a completely different story, one of pure deprivation. Day 7. The final day. Waking up this morning brought a wave of pure, unadulterated relief. I did it. I choked down my last few fruit meals, which felt more like a chore than a treat. I drifted through the day in a strange haze of exhaustion and pride. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the final weigh-in. For 7 days, I've watched this number drop. My starting weight was 50 kilo. My final weight this morning is 45 kilo. That is a total loss of pounds in 1 week. So let's look at the before and after. The difference is definitely there. The bloating is gone and I'm noticeably leaner. I lost 5 kilo. It's the kind of result that makes you stop and stare. But let's talk about what it took to get here. My energy was a mess. It shot up, crashed hard, and then settled into a low-grade exhaustion. My digestion did feel better, but for some people, this much fiber can cause the exact opposite effect, leading to serious bloating and gas. And the risks I mentioned? The biggest one is severe nutrient deficiency. This diet lacks protein, healthy fats, iron, calcium, and vitamin B12, all things your body absolutely needs to function. This isn't just unhealthy, it's dangerous and can lead to muscle loss, fatigue, and a wrecked immune system. Plus, the non-stop flood of sugar, even though it's natural, can be a major problem, especially for anyone with blood sugar issues. So, my final verdict? Was it worth it? For the quick, temporary weight loss on the scale, you could make an argument. But as a healthy or sustainable way to live, absolutely not. It's a short-term trick with potential long-term consequences. This week hammered home one thing: balance is everything. Fruits are amazing, but they're supposed to be part of the meal, not the whole menu. And now, For the moment I have been literally dreaming about for 168 hours. My first post-fruit meal. It's nothing fancy, just some eggs, avocado, and a piece of toast. But I swear, right now, it feels like the best meal I have ever had in my entire life. What's the most ridiculous diet you've ever tried? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.